exploring some back roads here in the Blue Corridor near the reserve, getting to know more of the communities around the area and the farmland, areas of possible habitat restoration interventions in the future. We're here at a really cool area, and it's a great place. This dog doesn't eat me. Great place here. I'm going to show you the view right now. So, what you can see out here, this little peak that's right over in this direction, that is where Cerúlea Nature Reserve is. And you can see how if we go down this way, down to the Awari River, which is back in this hole, that's the basic or best connection between our reserve and the Nairi-Awari Indigenous Reserve, which is just on the opposite side of the Awari River. And then that connects with Barbilla National Park, which connects then with La Amistad International Park, which runs all the way into Panama. So really good connection on that side. And this is just a great view of it. And notice the clouds. One really cool thing of the reserve is that it's a lone little peak. It's a lone little mountain. It may not be very high right here, which we get up to about 750 meters, but it's surrounded by lower elevation down where the Awari River is over here, and it's all surrounded with about 200, 300 meter elevation. So although it's not such a high mountain, the top of the mountain has a totally different flora. It has totally different flora and fauna because it has totally different climate, really. You go to the top 100 meters of that mountain, it's like almost like cloud forest. It has a lot of epiphytes and a lot more moisture and humidity. Plus, on one side of the mountain, the windward side is very different than the leeward side. So in areas like this, you can't generalize. You can't just say, well, yes, all that forest over there it's all going to have the same species. It's all the same. Every little area, every little valley has a totally different microclimate and makes it very exciting for exploring. And likewise, this is what we've found with Cerulean Warblers. So our main focus in this region, of course, are Cerulean Warblers. And it's such a small area. It's only about 300 square kilometers that we know of that are the important stopover site for fall migration for Cerulean Warblers. And a lot of it has to do with what we find here. Right? What the conditions we find, the species of trees, the species of insects that feed from those trees, how those trees grow because of the climate, the amount of rain, etc. So it may be we still have to explore more. Maybe if we go further back into these mountains over there and beyond this, I don't know, maybe we'll find another place with as many Cerulean Warblers as we have found here. But so far it hasn't happened. And just the microclimates, everything is so different in every little area. So it's pretty cool. And it's just a great view of the reserve. And it's just so awesome to be able to say that. That's our reserve out there. And hopefully we can keep that protected forever and keep expanding it to protect a lot more of that forest cover. And everything here in front is a totally different reality. Most of what is not forested out here, which is most of the area, is all pasture land. And of course, we understand people have to produce food. You have to, have cattle. You have to have agriculture to be able to survive. And we understand that perfectly well. So when we are conducting our habitat improvement and the habitat restoration, each farm we approach differently. It all depends on their basic needs, what they're doing, what their intentions with the land is, etc. We don't intend for everybody to convert to forest, although that would be obviously, amazing, but we don't intend on everybody doing that. So some farms, it's creating better fence rows, which you can create good connections with fence rows like that. If it's done correctly, you could have more shade trees out there in the pasture, the legume shade trees, native species that would provide shade for the cattle, improve the grass as well, give you better production, better yield overall. But that requires education. It requires getting a lot more of that information out there. So apart from protecting forests as we do out there in Cerúlea Nature Reserve, we're doing a lot of work in this kind of habitat and improving the connection, improving the land cover, and trying to make it a better habitat for birds, for mammals, for frogs, for everything, including humans. And I think I've said this before, and I won't tire of saying it. We're just part of the ecosystem. We cannot set ourselves outside of that. We are a part of the ecosystem, and if we don't consider ourselves as that, we're going to suffer as well as we create deforestation and destroy a lot of the natural resources around us, which we're going to need. So anyway, cheers.